'Twas a night in November before Radiothon. Glenn and Jen busy hustlin', the big show soon would be on. Jemmy lie awake, her mind was all hazy, not sure what she'd sign up for. These horse people are crazy. With Jamie and Wendy and all of the hosts, listeners will call in and the winners will boast. A time to chime in about our favorite horsey gifts from horse lovers, Weatherbeeta, and a shoulder relief girth that fits. 12 hours of laughter, equines and fun, and at the end a grand prize when Horse Nation is done. We all thank HRN for the hours of cheer, enjoying one another as Christmas draws near. Happy Radiothon, everyone, and Merry Christmas.
And that was Auditor Nicole. Welcome to Hour 3, the Dressage Hour of the Horse Radio Network 12-hour live holiday radiothon by Weatherbeeta, with additional support by HorseLovers.com, Kentucky Performance Products, and Total Saddle Fit. This 12-hour holiday event is fueled by Delahest Coffee, the official coffee sponsor of Radiothon. I am Glenn DeGeek, and with me in the studio in Ocala, Florida, is host of the driving radio show, Dr. Wendy Ying, and we are your MCs for the entire 12 hours.
Welcome to Hour 3 of Radiothon 2017. This hour, we're joined by the host of the Dressage Radio Show, Reese Koffler Stanfield and Philip Parks. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
How is the Radiothon going?
Good. We're having fun. I gotta let a little
having fun.
Cat out of the bag here for everybody. Philip, I gotta thank you right away for joining us today, because he had to change his travel plans to Australia for 2 weeks and leave later in the day so he could be here. So everybody should appreciate the fact that Philip is here right now.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty good, but had to book a later flight and make it work, and it's pretty good. I had to bring the excitement to the most exciting hour, the dressage hour.
Yes, Phil.
It's everybody's most exciting phase of eventing. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite.
Everybody's favorite. But we're talking food today. How can we go wrong there, Reese?
I know. Well, we'll have to tell the story on why we're actually doing that.
Yes,
there's a story.
We'll definitely do that. Let me get through the stuff here at the beginning. The live feed is available if you're listening on a computer. You can also listen on your phone, HRN, the phone app. Just search for Horse Radio Network. We have a phone app. There's a live button right up there. Now, you probably want to listen on Wi-Fi unless you have a lot of data. Also, we have what now left? We have 10 hours left of incredible guests, $4,000 in prizes. We already given away some of them. And of course, the theme this year is your ultimate horsey Christmas gift, past, present, or future. Give us a call to be entered for the prizes. That's how you have to enter to win. It's 435-272-1997. And Wendy's going to tell us what the prizes are for this hour. And then we have a caller. We'll get to a caller right away.
All right. This hour, we have 3 great prizes. The first one is the most revolutionary girth on the market today. The Shoulder Relief Girth by Total Saddle Fit is worth $150. And we're also giving away another $50 gift certificate from HorseLovers.com, your home for all your horsey holiday shopping. And we have a Dressage Performance Pack by Kentucky Performance Products worth $175. Kentucky Performance Products is the longest running sponsor on the Horse Radio Network. So thank you, Kentucky Performance Products.
Very good. Let's do this. Let's go right to a caller. We have Diane on here. Hi, Diane. Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Well, good morning and Merry Christmas to you, Glenn, and to Wendy.
Merry Christmas to you.
So, Diane, where are you calling from?
Nice. I am calling from Tavares. I used to be your neighbor up there in Denellen, but we've moved down to Tavares.
Okay, that's Florida for everybody that's wondering where that is. We're nice and toasty warm down here today for all of you that are freezing your butts off.
It's not so toasty warm here.
Relatively warm, anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Warmer than Reese and Philip are. Philip's a little chilly up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a beautiful, beautiful weekend. It's going to be in the 60s here today, so I can't really complain at the moment.
Yeah. Perfect riding weather.
Exactly, it really is.
If you're not listening, well, see, you could take, your mobile phone and listen to radio while you're riding.
Exactly, with your headsets on.
I'm sure we have a lot of people doing that. All right, real quick here, Diane, what is your ultimate Christmas gift?
My ultimate Christmas gift I actually already have, because a number of years. Well, as growing up, I read the Black Stallion books and King of the Wind and all that, and fell in love with the Arabian Stallion. And 12 years ago, I walked into a stall, and the Arabian Stallion came in. He wasn't black, but he was chestnut, and he kind of looked at me like, well, it took you long enough to find me. And he didn't stay a stallion because I wasn't looking for a stallion. I was just looking for a horse, and of course couldn't afford an Arabian for many, many years until I realized, hey, the prices went down, and saw an ad in the paper that said they were just trying to find homes for their horses, and because they had some issues, financial and health issues, and were trying to find good homes. And talked to the lady for about a half hour, and she said, oh yes, I love Arabians just the same way you do. And went out to see them, and it was just literally love at first sight. I'm like, oh my God, I found my heart horse.
Aww.
And his name is Holly Fire, and I still have him. He's 29 years old, and he's still going strong. And I just I'm very blessed to have him in my life every single day because he's the best.
Well,
best
there's
gift
the
I have
ultimate
ever
Christmas gift right there, right? That's that is
Absolutely.
like the ultimate Christmas gift. I think that's every horse girl's dream ultimate Christmas gift right there. So,
Yes.
you about described it right there in one shot. Well,
Is he getting anything from Cyber Monday? That's all I got to ask. Is he getting a present?
I wish he was, but he never goes without.
he
fair
gets
enough.
presents every
There
day.
He
you go.
never
Every day
goes
is
without.
Every day's Christmas. Bye,
Fair
Diane.
enough.
Thank you.
My fiance looks at me, and I'm like, well, it's for fire.
It's funny how none of
Diane,
us can
have a
resist.
happy holiday.
So, hi, Diane.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Yeah.
So, you guys, what is yours? What's your ultimate Christmas gift? Philip?
I'm still waiting for someone to buy me a horse. When I was growing up, I always got my mom was like, "Oh, we kind of found this horse. We needed to save him. You can ride him." And so I went through a whole number of horses. I don't think I've really been able to go out and just buy a horse for me. So one day that'll happen, maybe.
Well, if you stop taking trips for 2 weeks to Australia, you probably could afford one.
Well, that's also the thing. Yeah, that's also the thing. The travel and other things, and and I do a lot of riding on other people's horses. So maybe just the time to have my own horse, that would be nice too.
I think everybody's ultimate Christmas gift is more hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
More,
For horses.
more.
Yeah.
For horses.
Reese, how about you?
Well, I've been thinking about this. I was like, gosh, what? I remember my sister got she got a pony for Christmas. And I was like, what have I gotten? But I have really wonderful memories of growing up on a farm and Christmas. We had a blast. We had so much fun. We'd always ride on Christmas Day. And, we'd get up early, do the horses, come back in, kind of have breakfast and open presents and, have hot chocolate and ride. So I have really good ones. But I haven't even told Phil, I am vetting a little yearling, which is probably a bad idea, on Wednesday. So I think I may be giving myself an ultimate Christmas gift this year. I may be giving myself a little filly. So we'll see. So this may be my ultimate Christmas gift to myself.
To yourself. The best gifts are always from yourself, right?
So I'm hoping everyone will be ready on Cyber Monday getting my new little girl presents because I will not be getting anything. Hers is she's coming to live here. That's her present. So.
Well, we're going to think good thoughts for you.
Thanks. It'll be fun.
Well, now we're gonna hear from our title sponsor, and after that, we have a guest coming up that is going to take us a little international, I think. So let's do that right now.
I'm Lisa from Weatherbeeta, and you're listening to the 3rd annual Horse Radio Network Holiday Radiothon. My ultimate horsey Christmas gift would be the Collegiate Integrity Mono Flap Dressage Saddle. Happy holidays from all of us at Weatherbeeta.
Looking for a blanket that provides protection as well as freedom of movement? Then check out the Weatherbeeta Premier Free Range. These blankets are available in both detached necks and standard necks and in fun colorways. More importantly, this blanket has features to provide added visibility in the field. If you enjoy a morning hack but your horse is less motivated to leave the field, look for a blanket that provides reflective strips. The Premier Free has reflective gussets and a full wrap tail flap, which is a two-piece design that wraps around the horse's hindquarters. It shields them from the winter elements while also providing visibility with reflective pieces built into the design. To learn more about this range and to add it to your wish list, check out weatherbeeta.com. That's weatherbeeta.com.
Well, for our first guest on the Radiothon Hour for the Dressage Radio Show, we are honored to have USEF National Young Horse Coach and bronze medalist, team medalist in 2000 Sydney Olympics, Christine Trauig on the show. Christine, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Happy holidays to all.
We are curious, Christine, a little bit about your holiday traditions. Where will you be spending the holidays this year, and what's your normal plan, and what's your normal situation?
The normal situation is I love to be home for the holidays. I love to be with my kids. My kids are grown up. They're actually adults. I know that, but they will always be my kids. And I love to be with them in our house. We have 4 dogs. I love to be close to the barn so that on Christmas Day I can go see the horses. And that is just our tradition. It's very cozy, very homey. I was born and raised in Germany, so Christmas is very much about family and not so much about the commercial aspect at all. Christmas Eve is a big deal where you have a beautiful meal and you sit together and spend time with each other. And then on Christmas morning in my family with my kids, we always have a Christmas brunch. More so than we have another big Christmas dinner because we do that on Christmas Eve. But it's a slow morning with the presents and then a big brunch that goes on for hours.
I'm going to your house. I'm going to your house. Let's all just, what's that address again?
Let's all arriving at your house on Christmas morning. It sounds great, actually. I'm in.
I love it. It's really, really, it's really, really neat. I love it. I look forward to it every year. And
do you do the cooking? I have to ask, do you do the cooking?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Are there any dishes from Germany? Are there any?
What do you make for brunch?
And normally for brunch?
Or Christmas Eve. We'll start with Christmas Eve. What do you make for Christmas Eve?
Oftentimes on Christmas Eve, I make a filet mignon and with fried mushrooms and onions, string beans, mashed potatoes. And for dessert, we have strudel with hot vanilla sauce. That is a typical German dish, for dessert.
Definitely coming
strudel.
for Christmas Eve, too.
Yeah, we have, absolutely. We have that. And then oftentimes later we have hot chocolate with Baileys and marshmallows.
I do have a question about Germany growing up. Were there horses involved in your life when you were a kid?
Always. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, always. I was born and raised on a farm in Germany, and I think I was in a horse's stall before I could even walk. My mom used to say I would find every which way to crawl into a horse's stall, either via bales of hay, then roll myself into the feed trough, and then roll out onto the other side into the horse's stall. Always. I mean, I cannot think of a day where a horse was not in my life. And as you can imagine, the way the farms were in those olden days is, when you walked out of the den of the house, you would walk right away into the big den of the farmhouse where the animals were stabled. So when I would walk out of the house, I was directly in the horse barn, so. And there was always a big tradition on Christmas Eve that I would clean out the whole barn, and all the brood mares and manes were brushed and groomed, and the babies, everybody was spick and span, and the barn was spick and span. I loved that. worked on it all day long on Christmas Eve. And then at night they would get apples and carrots and a big mash and just a Christmas dinner. I always called it a Christmas dinner. So that was always the most fun time for me. And I did it for years, not only when I was a little kid. Up until I came to the United States in 1982, I would do that. That was my thing to do for the horses in the barn.
I'm not going to lie. I still do that. I
There
still
you
go in
go.
there.
See?
Yeah, I still make
I
them
know.
a special dinner. I'm not going to lie on Christmas. And
know.
in our house, we always said that the horses talked at midnight. And I'm not going to say that I don't sit by the door when the window of my stable because my apartment's in the barn. So I'm not going to say I still don't, try to hear what they say at midnight on Christmas Eve. I'm just saying. So what traditions, German traditions did you pass to your children? With that being such a wonderful time, did you give the same kind of traditions to your children, or how did that work?
I think I do, as much as that is possible here in America, because you see in Germany the stores close at a decent hour on Christmas Eve because Christmas Eve is really the main thing. Christmas Eve is the main thing about Christmas. So for my kids and myself, I always say, okay, now we're all going to try to be home between 5 and 6, and just get our days done. And no more shopping, until midnight or 11 o'clock, nothing. So let's try to be home at a decent hour. And then we'll just, we get ready and we have our meal and then we sit and maybe watch a movie and we just hang out. It's really beautiful in the living room with the dog all sitting with us. And it's a very, very, very special evening, and we keep it that way. They know that Christmas Eve is, to me and to them, as important as it was all my life to me when I lived in Germany. So, yeah, I think that tradition is most certainly passed on.
Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful. So we have to ask all of our guests, we're asking, what is your ultimate Christmas horsey gift? Past, present, or future? What is your ultimate horsey gift?
Well, when I was little, and I started, of course, riding on ponies, bareback. I never had a saddle in those days. Me and my little sister, we rode the pony bareback. There was no formal education. It was just kind of like just have fun and ride, and we would have a blast with that. And when I was 12 years old, you had to be 12 before you could attend German riding school. So then in the summer during school break, I would go to the riding school. And that course was for 1 month. So it was already then, I still didn't have a saddle. But, the riding school, of course, provided the school horses as well as the saddle. But I was so proud that I had a pair of rubber riding boots. I thought that was just so cool. So when Christmas came around, I wanted a saddle so bad. I cannot even tell you. So on Christmas Eve in Germany, that is when, there is the exchange of gifts. And when we were little and younger, it was always, Santa Claus. Of course, at that time when I was 12 years old, I didn't believe in Santa Claus anymore. But that your biggest wish was fulfilled. There was no guarantee for it,
Oh.
So, and I remember that very Christmas that my mom and dad had gotten me a saddle, a Steuben, okay, my first dressage saddle, and so the evening went on, and so we were 4 children. I have 2 sisters and a brother, and we all opened our gifts, and mom and dad got their gifts, and there was no saddle.
No.
And it went on and on and on. And so finally Mom said, Christine, I really think you need to look under the table. And I said, hey, under the table. So anyways, I did. And there was the saddle. That was the ultimate gift. Period and ever. And then for a horsey gift for my kids, they always, their father and I, we always try to have them in horses, and they had their pony, and both of them had a pony. And then as Tasha got a little older, she got a little bigger horse, and and so forth. And, but one year, I had this idea, and I don't know why, but I got my daughter a miniature pony wheeling, so I could pick it up in my SUV. In the back seat of my SUV. So when I showed up with that, I mean, it was so cute, and it had a red ribbon in the mane and on the tail, and so it ended up just being kind of like a little mascot, I have to say, But it was just, I mean, you could pick it up and carry it around like a German Shepherd puppy almost, So I think those two things I will always
I bet you that little guy piaffed and passaged with the best of them, too.
When it got older, my daughter started training it, and of course it had to lunge and it had to follow her everywhere. It was hilarious. And they are very stubborn,
Yeah, they are.
Stubborn.
Yeah, they have a bit of an attitude.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. But it was adorable. So those two.
Those are pretty ultimate gifts. Those are pretty ultimate Christmas
forever.
gifts. That's pretty fun. Oh, I love it. Well, Christine, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your Christmas memories and what you do for Christmas. And if anybody needs to find information about the Young Horse Program, contact Hannah Nabilski at the USEF, and she can help you along with Christine. So, Christine, thank you so much.
And I would like to encourage everybody, if you need to get in touch with me, you find me on Facebook. Never hesitate. I'm always open and happy to help with any questions anybody might have.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Christine. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
I love hearing how traditions are so different in other countries, right? I mean, I love hearing about that. You are listening to the third hour of the third annual Holiday Radiothon. It's the Dressage Hour. We have Reese and Phillip, host of the Dressage Radio Show at dressageradio.com. Well, Phillip, you have a caller.
We have a caller, I think, from the West Coast. Is Karen there? Do we have her?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Karen.
Yeah,
we're doing really great.
We're in the very, very west, just about ready to have our good winter storm coming in. I just wanted to call and tell you I love the Dressage Radio Show as well as all the rest of them, but it's so much fun to connect with you guys. You're like family, whether you know it or not. And my very best holiday gift every year is probably quite unusual, but it's a barn full of hay so that I can get through the winter and not have to worry about feeding my critters.
Yeah.
And so every year I always say that a barn full of hay is better than money in the bank, because at least you're prepared for winter. We have winters like you get, Bill. We get really bad snow here where I'm at, because I'm in the mountains in eastern Oregon, not by the coast where you think it rains all the time, but because it doesn't here. And but yeah, a barn full of hay. That's it.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, Karen, I hope you don't
do you
get
do your own hay? Do you have to?
Yes, actually. Yeah, we do. Actually, we've got 40 acres of hay ground and grow extremely good alfalfa hay.
Oh, she's just bragging now. She's just bragging right now.
Oh, girl.
All of us people in Florida paying $40 a bale for hay, we're a little jealous, to be honest.
I know. I know. Every time you talk about that, Glenn, I think how really fortunate I am to be able to do this. I've got pasture for my horses, so they're out and live a fairly normal life, if you can call, having a 10-acre pasture is much more normal than having to live in a stall. And yet I have a small indoor that I can ride in the winter, and a bigger indoor or bigger outdoor, regular standard size ring. So my husband spoils me very, very much. But he
you better keep him.
Oh, that's lovely.
You're worth it.
Yeah. Couldn't put
a little farm in the mountains. That's a beautiful idea. Yeah. Well, Karen, thank you so
Merry
much
Christmas.
for calling us. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Bye, Karen.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a lovely winter.
Do you think she could send some of the hay our way or what? Because
I think she's keeping it in her own barn.
Yeah, I don't think she's sharing that hay.
I know all about that. People who harvest their own hay, and it's a very stressful time in the summer when you want to get it off and it can't rain for 3 or 4 days. And
then it's very stressful on your back when you're putting it up. The whole thing is stressful.
That too.
Let's do this. Let's hear from some of our listeners. You want to hear your voicemail package?
Yeah.
All right. Right after this word from our terrific sponsor of the Dressage Radio Show, Kentucky Performance Products.
You muck out his stall every day. You toss him hay and feed him his grain with just the right supplements mixed in. You adjust his blankets to keep him comfortable. And you always make sure he has enough fresh water. Before you ride, you brush off all the dirt and notice every bump or scratch. As you train, you feel every stride and notice each swivel of his ears as he listens to your aids. After you ride, you pause for a hug, because your relationship is what it's really all about. The feeling you get when you hug your horse is priceless. It's why we do what we do at Kentucky Performance Products. This feeling is brought to you by Nalox Advanced. Fight back against colic and digestive upset. Nalox Advanced provides a scientifically advanced blend of ingredients that work synergistically to maintain your horse's digestive tract in peak condition. The horse that matters to you matters to us.
You have reached the Horse Radio Network voicemail line. Please leave your voicemail after the tone.
I'm Stephanie from HorseLovers.com. Enjoy these holiday voicemails from listeners throughout the world, brought to you by HorseLovers.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Celeste from Virginia. I'm calling to wish everyone at the Horse Radio Network a Merry Christmas, and I have a little song for the Hit 'em crew. On the 12th day of Christmas, my horse husband gave to me 12 squeezy buns, 11 tubs of Nalox, 10 easy signs, 9 ovation breeches, 8 tax store gift cards, 7 biotic 8-pack, 6 back on track wraps, 5 flexin' forks, 4 heated buckets, 3 barn cats, 2 puppy dogs, and a Weatherbeeta blanket. Happy Radiothon!
Hi, Glenn and the gang. This is Bailey from Colorado, and my ultimate horsey Christmas gift was something that I bought for myself last month, my new horse. I adopted her, and we are having so much fun. Have a wonderful holiday.
Förmåden stalledräng, stalledräng, stalledräng vattnade sina fålar fem, fålar fem, fålar fem. Stjärnor tindras och knarrar, gossar lustiga vara. En gång blott om året så en fröjd för jul vi får. Femte fålen apelgrå, apelgrå, apelgrå. Rider ju Staffan själv upp på, själv upp på, själv upp på. Stjärnor tindras och klara, gossar lustiga vara. En gång blott om året så en fröjd för jul vi får.
Hi, this is Deb Fry in Shawnee, Kansas. I was calling to wish everybody at Horse Radio Network a Merry Christmas, and I wanted to say for you a poem, The Littlest Christmas Tree, written by Amy Peterson. The littlest Christmas tree lived in a meadow of green among a family of tall evergreens. He learned how to whisper the evergreen song with the slightest of whim that came gently along. He watched as the birds made a home out of twigs and couldn't wait till he too was big. For all the trees offered a home, the maple, the pine, and the oak, who's so strong. I hate being little, the little tree said. I can't even turn colors like the maple turns red. I can't help the animals like the mighty old oak. He shelters them all in his wide, mighty cloak. The older tree said, Why, little tree, you don't know the story of a mighty king from the land with no snow. Little tree questioned, A land with no snow? Yes, said the old tree, a very old story from so long ago. A star appeared, giving great light over a manger on a long winter's night. A baby was born, a king of all kings, and with him comes love over all things. He lived in a country all covered in sand and laid down his life to save all of man. Little Tree thought of the gift given by him. Then the big tree said with the happiest grin, "We're not just trees, but a reminder of that day. There's a much bigger part of a role that we play. For on Christmas Eve, my life I'll lay down in exchange for a happier, loving ground. The gift that we give is ourselves limb for limb, the greatest of honor in memory of him." A swelling of pride came over the tree. Can all this happen because of just me? Can I really bring honor by adorning a home, by reminding mankind that he's never alone? With this thought, Little Tree began singing with glee, happy and proud to be a true Christmas tree. You can still hear them singing, even the smallest in height, singing of Christmas in that one holy night. Thanks for all you do. Have a great day, guys.
My favorite Christmas memory is riding with my mama. My mom taught me how to ride, starting in the womb, and she also taught me how to yodel.
Hey there, this is Tammy Swanson. This is my first Radiothon, and this is my entry. 'Tis the night after Radiothon, and all through the barns, not a podcast was playing, only deserving yawns. The winners chosen, others broken-hearted they fear. Such opportunities won't come again for a year. When out in the pasture there arose such a clatter, Glenn sprung from his nap to see what was the matter. Away to the barn Jen flew like a flash, tore open the gate, slipped in some bran mash. When what to their wondering eyes did appear but Dr. Windying with 4 in-hand reindeer. They sprung to the computer to see if there were chatter, spoke not a word, but broke open wine and crackers. They heard Wendy exclaim as she bid good night, "Call me an Uber, these aren't broke drunk, dear, tonight."
Be sure to check out the Holiday Countdown 50 Days of Christmas section at horselovers.com. Every day from mid-November to the end of December, they add amazing new deals of the day. Go right now and sign up for the email list so you're the first to know about the deals, and or visit the pages every day to see the amazing specials that Horse Lovers is adding. There's a special URL just for Radiothon listeners as well. Go to horselovers.com/HRN. That's horselovers.com/HRN. Get your amazing deals for all 50 days of Christmas. I did not see the yodel coming, did you?
Me neither.
That was amazing. That made my morning.
Fantastic.
That was awesome.
It just was so often conscious he had southern accent, and all of a sudden, yeah!
It's pretty amazing.
Our listeners are so talented. They really are.
That's awesome.
If you're missing any hours of the show, the first 2 hours are up. We're putting all the recorded hours out on the Horses in the Morning feed, and also Horse Radio Network's All Shows feed. And also, you can find a player at holidayradiothon.com on the homepage. You'll see all the players there. Well, Reese used to join us. The way Reese started with the Horse Radio Network many years ago, because she's really old, is she started doing a recipe with Reese, and I can say that because I'm one of her best friends.
It's true.
Besides Philip. She did a recipe with Reese on the Horses in the Morning show, started doing recipes for us, and then she got her own show and forgot all about us and disappeared and never came back.
Ouch.
He's rough this morning.
But she
really is.
Yeah, what's gone
Should have
into
seen
Glenn?
him earlier.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Yeah, we opened the champagne. So, Reese, you're going to do a recipe for us. Like, we're going to talk food a little bit. It is the holidays, right?
It is. And yes, that's exactly how I started. I didn't know I was actually interviewing for my own show at the time, but I had an interview and happened to mention I like to cook. So that is one of my things. I really enjoy cooking, and my husband, Travis, is happy most of the time participant in the eating. So I've got a great recipe today. It's super simple, which, I like. I make this recipe actually for the holidays because my brother-in-law, I'm the dessert girl, and my brother-in-law doesn't like pumpkin pie. So I make this for him. And sometimes I'll even make this on a Sunday afternoon. So it's called Barbara Bush's Apple Crisp with Orange Juice. And it's out of one of my favorite books called Creating a Stir. And Creating a Stir is a local cookbook. And it's great because the ladies of the medical auxiliary, they've tested all the recipes. And if you do what they say, typically it will come out fairly well. So that's good. So you start with 4 cups of peeled and sliced tart apples. I will say I have not peeled them at times, and it comes out great as well if you don't have a lot of time. A 1/4 cup of orange juice, can be fresh squeezed. 1 cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, or I like to just dump some in, or a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a dash of salt, and a 1/3 cup of butter cut into pieces. So it's super easy. You slice the apples, put them in a bottom of a buttered dish, and you pour your orange juice over your apples so they don't turn brown. Then you combine the sugar, flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt in a bowl. And then you cut in the butter with a fork or pastry blender until crumbly. And then you sprinkle that over the apples. You put it in a preheated oven of 375 for 45 minutes or until the apples are tender and the topping is crisp. And you serve with warm we like ice cream and whipped cream, but you can also just do whipped cream. So it's really good.
That sounds really good. The orange juice
really
adds
simple.
the twist, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah. And I sometimes, if I'm getting crazy, I will add a little orange zest in there, and it's delicious. So I just like it because you pretty much always have those ingredients in your house. So if I'm feeling like, I want to do a nice dessert, super simple. So, and it comes out great every time.
And Reese lives at such and such street in Lexington, Kentucky, and you can go get yours today. For all the live listeners right now, she's inviting you over.
Yeah, she's making it right now.
Yeah, today I got to work some horses and head to the university to teach, but maybe tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do that. We'll send everybody who's interested, just email me and I'll send you her address so you can go visit her.
We love it. We love it when we have had listeners stop by the farm to come, and I love meeting everybody. I think Phil does too. It's really the perk of our job. The funniest is when people will be teaching or something at a ring, and I'll have somebody look at me and like, you can tell they're like, is that her? So they hear my voice and they're like, wait a minute, we know who that is. It's really funny. So I always enjoy when people come say hi. That really is fun for both Phil and I.
I always at Rolex, when I'm waiting in line to get food and I'm talking to somebody, I'll have somebody behind me say, "Are you Glenn?" You're right. You get that look first, like
weird look.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, yes, it's me. I know the look now. I think Phil does too. You're like, yeah, that's us.
Well,
but we love it.
That does sound really good and really simple to make. So
I hope everyone enjoys. We'll get that up. We can get that up on the Facebook page. I'm sure once Glenn gets organized, we'll send that. We'll put that recipe up on the Dressage Radio Facebook page for sure.
And Reese, you didn't want to be alone in giving out a recipe today.
No.
So we enlisted the help of one of our auditors. So you have Janelle on the line.
Hi, Janelle. Thanks for joining us on the Cooking with Reese segment.
Hi, Reese. It's awesome to be talking to you.
I'm super excited to hear it. This recipe is so right up my alley. So tell us, what do you have for us this year?
Well, this is my mother's lefse recipe. My mom is Norwegian, and it's one of the nice Norwegian recipes. There's not so nice ones like lutefisk. That is like a fish pudding. That's disgusting.
It doesn't even sound good. The name doesn't even sound good.
No. It's horrid. But anyway, lefse is awesome. So I was going to let you all in on how she made that.
Well, tell us, how did she make them? Because it sounds amazing, and I want to make them right now.
Oh, yeah, it's real easy. You just take a pound of potatoes and you just cut them up like you're going to make mashed potatoes, peel them and cut them and put them in, you boil them in some salted water for about 15 minutes. And then you drain them and you mash them. And then you just add a 1/4 cup of butter and a 1/4 cup of cream. And you mix that together with a little 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then after that's done, you just let it get cold. You can just set it out until it's cool enough to go in the fridge. But you want it to be cold when you're working on it to make the actual lefse. So when the potatoes are cold, you get a cup of flour. And I get a little extra just in case they're a little wet. Sometimes you have to add a little extra flour. So you knead them into a smooth ball with the flour. And then you portion them out. You can make 16 portions that are 6 to 8 inches around, or you can make 8 portions that are 10 to 12 inches around. I like to do the 12-inch ones because that's how big my griddle is. So then you portion them out, however many you need, and roll them with a rolling pin. But I know who I'm talking to, horse people. So I'm saying if you don't have a rolling pin, use a wine bottle. Then
yes. Can we have sampled the wine?
I love it.
Can it be a half full bottle of wine?
Sure.
Yes.
It'll get lighter and
Yeah,
lighter.
because there ain't any full bottles of wine at Reese's house. It's all just...
no, not around the holidays. Come on. That's what it's for.
Mine either. I'm the same way. So I have a griddle. It was actually my mother's griddle, but you can just use a frying pan. But a cast iron griddle's perfect for this. And you put it on medium-high heat and let it get good and hot. And you take a little, you know how you get your fingers wet and kind of splash it onto the griddle to see if it sizzles. So when the water sizzles well, then your pan is ready. So you just take a flat one and put it out and onto the griddle for cook it about 1 or 2 minutes and flip it over. Now, I can do it with my fingers, but a lot of people, I would not say to touch a hot griddle with your fingers. So take maybe a fork. The traditional Norwegian way is to get a little dowel stick and flip it, try to roll it on the dowel stick and flip it over. But you just make sure that there's like some little brown speckles, where it's cooked on the griddle. The brown speckles are on the left, of course. And then you take one off and you put it on a clean dish towel, and then you make one after the other until you're done.
Wait, is this close to potato pancakes that we would know as potato pancakes?
It is a lot like potato. It really is. It's real flat, though. It looks like a tortilla.
Okay.
Yes, it looks like a tortilla.
But a delicious buttery tortilla.
Buttery
yes, ma'am. You put some good butter on it. Yes. And you roll it up and you eat it with your Christmas dinner. And I'm telling you, I've had a lot of family and friends, and my kids' friends would come over and eat, and my lefse always goes. I mean, they
there's
love
no
it.
leftovers. No way. There's no leftovers
none.
of that bad boy. Oh, no. Oh, that sounds amazing.
And I make a double.
Oh, I bet you. Yeah, I think we need a triple in my house. Like, that sounds amazing. We have potato latkes because my father is Jewish. So we actually we tease. I'm a cashew. I'm a Catholic Jew.
Cashew.
So, yeah. So we were raised Catholic, but we always have Hanukkah dinner, and I'm no stranger to a potato latke. I'm telling you, those are amazing. So very similar to this. I love it. And so how long does the total process take?
Well, it depends on how many you make. Okay, it's going to be 15 minutes to boil your potatoes, and I don't know, probably 10 minutes to roll them out. And each one takes a couple minutes to cook. So it depends on how many you make. Maybe 25, 35. It might take an hour to do the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a commitment, but that's okay. That's always fun.
Yeah, well, it's totally worth it, though. Everybody will be these potato things are great.
I can't wait to try it. It looks like it's so simple that I could do it. So it's a horse husband approved.
It is really
Glenn could do it.
Yeah.
Phil and Glenn, you guys got this. You could totally do it.
Well, Janelle, thank you so much, and Merry Christmas. We appreciate you helping us out.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
All right, bye, Janelle.
All right. Hey, I just want to tell you okay, bye-bye.
So now, guys, Wendy, what do you guys do on Christmas? What's the traditional food?
Oh, well, you know what? Because I'm Asian, a lot of people think, oh, that you guys must eat Chinese food every day.
Rice. Yeah.
But my dad actually, he was a great cook, and he every Christmas used to make this huge rib roast. And so we'd have a rib roast with potatoes and vegetables and all that.
Oh, sounds good.
And then he married my fabulous stepmother, Jackie, who's Swiss. And we changed our tradition and we started to have Swiss fondue for Christmas. And that is so much fun and so delicious. And it's fun because it's fondue. So it's like a family activity.
Well, what about you, Reese, Philip?
We do, we do the traditional sort of English dinner, rib roast and Yorkshire pudding. And then on Christmas Eve, we go to my husband, to Travis's family, and he's got a ton of relatives. So we sort of do the big one. And then my family isn't quite as big. So we get both of those. So it's a lot of fun.
And Philip, what do you do in Canada?
I have a small. Wow, I mean, my parents are both English. They're from England, and so we have a really small family. We have a bunch more family in England, but we just do a small dinner. Just my brother, my mom, and my dad. We've got together recently. Ever since I've been married, we've been going more up north to my wife's family, and also kind of a small turkey dinner, and just really quiet and sit around and chat around a few bottles of wine. I think it's really just about family and really, really lovely. I like it.
We growing up in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, which is the heart of Amish country, we always had traditional, which was ham on. You always had turkey on Thanksgiving, and you had ham on Christmas. So, it was never the partial ham. It was always the 25 pounder.
The giant ham, no matter how many people were there.
Daddy.
And you know what the problem with that is? When you try and cook a ham that size, it takes like 2 weeks. It takes a freaking long time. And they never put it in.
Commitment.
Yeah, and they never put it. I can't tell you how many Christmases I remember my dad cutting the ham, and the middle's still ice cold. And then you're having to cut slices off, and then the argument starts, and then you cut the ends of the hams off, which were almost warm, and then you put those back in the oven, and then you had dinner late.
Oh, Glenn.
About the very large ham. It's like, why don't you get a half a ham? Because we're not going to eat the large ham in a month. We're not going to eat all that ham. Yeah. But no, you had to buy
tradition, Glenn. It's tradition.
But it's true. If you've ever tried to cook a ham, it takes freaking forever to cook the ham.
Very
it's
dense.
True.
Yeah.
It's true.
It is true.
Especially with if you're
time.
having it with the bone in.
Yes. Yes. That is so true. Well, we are going to hear a little bit about the charity that we are supporting for this Radiothon. We want you to hear about it. We want you to help out the kids who are in foster care in Ohio. Let's let Jamie tell us about it.
We here at the Horse Radio Network wanted to make a difference with the 2017 Radiothon. We want to bring Christmas to kids in foster care. To help us make that possible, we have chosen an agency that helps kids in foster care in Hamilton County, Ohio. The reason we chose this adoption agency is they not only provide children with gifts for Christmas, but they also help throughout the year with the Family Fund. I have spoken with many agencies and caseworkers in the adoption process that Chad and I are involved in, and when I talked to the people in Hamilton County, I just felt like they were special. They deeply care and are so invested in the children that are in their county. I knew I wanted to help bring Christmas to foster kids, and these were the people to help make it possible. So please, if you want to help make a difference in the lives of children that aren't with a forever family this Christmas, please consider a donation to the Family Fund. Any amount helps. Go to youcaring.com/holidayradiothon or visit holidayradiothon.com or any of the Horse Radio Network websites. Have a wonderful holiday season, and thank you from all of us at the Horse Radio Network.
We have an update.
All right, we're up to $2,028. Thank you so much for giving and supporting this great charity.
We appreciate that. $2,000 to this charity. They try and give each child at least $50. So we have now helped 40 children in the matter of this morning. So I think we can all be very proud of that. And thank you to our most recent people who donated: April, Jacqueline, Kim, Amanda, and Larry. We appreciate all of you, and we appreciate your support. Well, how about we give away some prizes, guys? What do you think?
Yeah,
Yes, that's my
prize
favorite
time.
All right. So Wendy's going to tell us what they are.
All right, our first prize is one of the most revolutionary girths on the market today. The Shoulder Relief Girth by Total Saddle Fit is worth $150. These are the girths that Reese and Philip use every day. The Shoulder Relief Girth's innovative design and position angle the billets to prevent the saddle from interfering with the shoulder. And it's made from top-grain English saddle leather with soft padded calfskin interior for horse comfort. Used by top riders around the world. For all details on Total Saddle Fit's innovative products, visit TotalSaddleFit.com.
And let me interrupt you there. Reese and Philip, you use this girth all the time. I mean, we're not just
Every
saying
day.
that.
Absolutely.
Every day, yeah, literally
We use them every
That's
day.
not a-
Yeah, we don't. That's not a lie. We use them on every horse, and we've had. Mhm.
I
just
think it's
great
the best
results from
invention. I can't
discomfort
believe.
and-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Philip.
Oh, I was just going to say, you can tell, by the comfort of the horse. The horses are easier to girth, not biting and all that stuff. You have those problems, and the saddle stays, in the right place better. So, I haven't changed from when I got my first one, and now I use them on all the horses. It's perfect.
Yeah, I can't believe it's taken this long of all the time we've been riding horses to finally come up with a product like this, because it just makes sense that where the skinniest part of their chest is back farther than when your saddle is. So I love this girth too.
Spoken by a true veterinarian, a real veterinarian.
Exactly.
Okay, so our second prize, every hour we're giving away a $50 gift card to horselovers.com. Use coupon code RADIO at checkout and get a free Kodiak Easy Roll-Up All-Purpose Fleece Blanket on all orders over $49 at horselovers.com. And I can guarantee Reese and Philip have never ordered anything less than $49 at
Ever.
Horse
No,
Lovers.
no, it's true.
No
Let's
kidding.
be real. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I'm really trying to be good on Cyber Monday, but it's not working.
it's too hard. Just use your
It's so
coupon
hard.
code. It's like
Exactly.
making money. You're getting a free blanket.
Flea blanket. I love it.
Okay, plus we have a Dressage Performance Pack by Kentucky Performance Products worth $175. This amazing package supports a focused attitude, sound joints, and supple muscles, and includes a 75-day supply of joint armor, a 65-day supply of Elevate maintenance powder, which is a natural vitamin E supplement, and 3 tubes or 6 doses of trouble-free calming paste. All Dressage horses need that,
Yeah.
for sure.
Jennifer thought I needed that this morning, actually.
Yeah, you did. For more information on all the Kentucky Performance products, visit kppusa.com. That's kppusa.com.
Thank you to Kentucky Performance Products, again, our longest sponsor since we started 10 years ago. Do you mind if we get some help from one of the listeners to pick the winners, guys?
Let's do it.
We have Scott on here. Scott's well known on the morning show because I think this is the same Scott who reads really bad ads for us. Hi, Scott.
Yes, hello. It is indeed the same Scott that reads that ad.
Well, we appreciate you calling in. You want to help us pick some winners?
Absolutely.
All right. So, Wendy, have you sorted?
Yes, so you need to pick a number between 1 and 135.
I will go with 117.
117 will be the winner of the shoulder relief girth.
117 is Rick Alvey.
Hey, Rick, congratulations. Rick works with Arabians, so one of those will work perfectly on those guys.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's terrific. And now we're going to give away the $50 gift card to Horse Lovers. Another number.
Let's go with 38.
38.
38 is Diane Brooks.
Diane Brooks, going shopping.
Yay!
Cool.
That is a great prize.
And now the Dressage Performance Pack by Kentucky Performance Products. You're going to have one healthy horse when you're done with this. Scott?
70.
70.
Nice.
70 is Katie Moulton.
Hey, Katie, congratulations. Yay. Good job. Big winners today. And and I want you all to know that the hosts were really pissed. They couldn't enter any of this, especially the grand prizes.
Yeah, I know. We're like, Phil and I asked,
Use
actually.
another girth.
Yeah, we asked. We're like, can we participate? Glenn's like, no.
And then Reese was like, well, then we don't want to do our hour. If we don't do our hour, can we win?
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Leverage.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I tried. But everyone will enjoy. And the lady that won the Kentucky Performance Products, Karen Isberg, she's on our show a lot, and she does such a great job with all your horsey needs. She's super not intimidating to talk to and really helpful. So I think she'll enjoy working with Karen.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for helping us out. We really appreciate it, and Merry Christmas.
Not a problem. Merry Christmas to you, too.
All right. Take care, Scott. Well, there we go. That's our winners for the hour. And don't forget, we have some grand prizes at the end of the day. You can't qualify for these either, guys. Weatherbeeta blanket gift pack worth $500 and your choice of any Wintec saddle, including the Isabel. Make the most of your time together this winter, as Wintec saddles can take all of the mud and dirt that you or your horse can throw at them. Wintec saddles were developed with your lifestyle in mind, so you can spend less time worrying about oiling your tack and more time together with your horse. Visit wintec-saddles.com for more information on the range and locate your nearest retailer. Jennifer, my wife, has literally been riding in Wintec saddles since they came to the United States in the 1990s. And we were out on a long trail ride yesterday. We took Jemmy along in the cart, and she was in her Wintec saddle. So you'll love that, and you can get the dressage ones too. It's your choice of any Wintec saddle. That's up to a $1,400 value. Well, Reese and Philip, you got to get to an airplane.
Yeah, I got to get out of here.
I'm getting on a plane now. That's
all right.
about it.
Well, enjoy your time in Australia. What fun. That's on everybody's bucket list. Yes. Truly. You have a great time.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah,
I don't get to go.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'll take
jealous.
some photos.
All right.
I'll take some
Please.
photos.
Yeah,
Lots
do
of
that.
them.
Well, thanks, guys. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Philip.
You're welcome, everybody. Happy holidays.
Yeah, take care. Happy holidays. Yeah.
We'll be back next hour. We have Diana coming up, and she is with the Equus Film Festival. And we have a couple of big-time producers coming on who make movies. So we're switching gears, and we're going a little Hollywood next hour. We'll be right back.